What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Wonder Woman action figure, Menalippe. She is part of the Ares Build-A-Figure, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. But she does include Ares fiery swords. We do have Menalippe here in the packaging. She does come with a spear, an arrow, a bow, and Ares swords right here. On the side, we have a picture of Menalippe right here, as well as a little read-up. Amazon warrior and friend of Diana, her extraordinary fighting prowess is seen at the beach battle of Themyscira. On the back, we have other figures of this line. We have Menalippe, who's figure 1 this time, Wonder Woman, Steve Trevor, Diana of Themyscira, and Queen Hippolyta. Now, you only really need these 4 figures to complete Ares. She does come with the additional fiery swords for Ares, and we'll show those off in a little bit. But that's the packaging for Menalippe right here, so what we're going to do now is take a little break, get her opened up, and then we'll go on to the rest of her review, so sit tight, everyone. And here we have Menalippe posing out of the packaging. Before we get onto the figure, let's actually show off her Build-A-Figure accessories, because these are accessories, they're not really pieces to Ares. She does come with 2 fiery swords of Ares. I'm going to have to say, these look really nice, although they could use a little more paint on the silver parts. They're not the exact same sculpt. As you can see, they're more like mirror sculpts. If you were to hold them like this, you can see that they're the exact same sculpt, just mirrored. Which I think is a really nice touch. It does give it that whole randomness feel, although if you were to have it like this, you can obviously see the flames are going the same direction. But still really nice. Cannot wait to give these to Ares. And like I said, I will be doing update videos as I get the extra Ares pieces, so bear with me. So here we have Menalippe posing out of the packaging, and I'm going to say she's an okay figure. I do have quite a few problems with her. Let's actually get a good 360 of her. The sculpt on her is really nice. I'll give credit where credit is due, like I always do. They did a good job sculpting the figure. However, there are some things that I feel could have been executed a little better, and we'll actually get onto that with her accessories. Her first one being the spear. Now, it's not like Queen Hippolyta's spear. The spear doesn't have as much detail as Queen Hippolyta's spear. But it does have this really nice gold spearhead. You can see the little ribbons right here, and then it's just brown plastic. So it's not really too dramatic, but it is a spear, and she can hold it in her left hand, and only her left hand, and it is a really loose fit. You can see she doesn't hold it the best, and it has a tendency to slide out of her hand if you're not careful with it. So that is a little unfortunate, and yes, she only holds it in her left hand because her right hand is sculpted like this. Now, if you're wondering what's the deal with her hand, if you remember my DC Multiverse review of the Arrow figure, they actually did this again, where they sculpted her hand to be holding the arrow, and it just pegs on like this. This is not a good design for figures. I have no idea why Mattel continues to think that this is how to do arrows in figures. This is a poor design. Now, the arrow does fit nicely. It's not going to go anywhere. But realistically, no one would hold the arrow like this. You know, give us an alternate hand with the arrow sculpted in it rather than this, because this looks ridiculous. In fact, the only way you can have her pose is with a bow and arrow in her bow in her left hand and the arrow in the right hand, and this is essentially the only way you can have her posed, because she doesn't have enough articulation to get her into dramatic arrow firing poses. So essentially we have a vanilla standing sentry that can't use the arrows. The bow doesn't even have a string. So yeah, they just didn't execute this well enough, and there's ways to actually execute this. This is not the way to do it. But I digress. The sculpting on her bow is actually pretty nice. Like I said, I'll give the devil its dues. It does look really nice. So all that paint is really well done. I don't know if it's gold painted brown or brown painted gold, but whatever it is, it looks nice. And then the arrow, like I said, fits in her hand. And let's actually go on to some of the details. And this is where I'm going to draw another complaint against the figure. Her head sits really high on her neck. Like, you can almost fit an entire... Like, just move her head down just a teeny bit and it'll look better. But as it stands, her neck is really, really long. As far as the face sculpt goes, it looks pretty good for an Amazon, I'm guessing. Her hair is a softer plastic, although I really wouldn't be playing around with that too much because it might snap right here. They did a good job sculpting her armor. You can see all that brass with the different shades of purple here. And we get onto her belt. Again, really nice sculpt. And then her dress is split in 4 different ways, so it's not going to hinder articulation that much. We do get more sculpting right here. Where you can see they did a good job with her knee, with her shin guards, her greaves, the knee pad, and even the wrapping right here on her thigh. So overall, really nice detail on the figure. It's just a shame that they executed it really poorly. And let's actually go on to her articulation, and that's another part where this figure suffers. She does have a ball-jointed head, although she looks up about that far, down about that far. Can't really tilt her head too much, but she does swivel left and right. Her ponytail does not get in the way. Arms on a ball joint go out. They're kind of stiff on mine. They do a full 360. They spin. This arm spins at the wrap. This one has that really obvious bicep cut, which it's a terrible joint right here. She does spin at the elbow and then swivels at the forearm. And I don't know why Mattel thinks that this is a good joint. It's not. It's useless. There's nothing you can do with it. So at the end of the day, we really don't get a really good piece of articulation here because the wrist swivels, but so does the forearm, and swiveling the forearm means it does reduce articulation. I don't know why Mattel has it in their head that this is a good joint. Ares has it, Hippolyta had it, the first Wonder Woman had it, Armored Batman has it, and I detest it even now. No abdomen crunch whatsoever, or even a diaphragm joint, so we don't get any crunching movement. Waist swivel, legs go forward and back. They go out to about that far. They spin just under the wrapping. She's single jointed at the knee. Has an ankle hinge, which hinges back pretty far, but not really forward. So we're not going to be getting Menalippe into any dynamic poses by any stretch of the imagination. So what I'm going to do now is get her poses for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. And here we have Menalippe pose for my final thoughts. Overall, I think she's a really nice figure, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. Is it Menalippe? I think that's right. That's the way it's spelled. If I'm wrong, please let me know down in the comments. But like I said, I think she's a pretty okay figure. Not great by any stretch of the imagination, but she does look good, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably going to buy multiple figures of her just to have like an army of Amazons. I don't know, I think she's more of an army building figure more than a character figure. I'm pretty sure that all the Amazons have different armor, but I just feel like she's an army builder. And if you're collecting the whole wave, she does come with these really nice swords for Ares, and I'm probably going to have my Ares displayed with these swords. I don't know. I don't have a shield yet, so I don't know what that's going to look like on him. But be on the lookout for his updated review. But yeah, as it stands, I can't 100% recommend her unless you're into the entire Wonder Woman line and you want to get these fiery swords. They're not essential, but they do look nice, and it's kind of disappointing that we get these cool accessories for Ares with a disappointing figure. Overall, I do like the aesthetic of the figure, but there's so much that could have been done differently. I don't know what it is. I just can't recommend this figure unless you're a hardcore Wonder Woman fan or you really want those airy swords. She does come with this spear, but it's pretty useless because this hand is sculpted to hold the arrow permanently, so yeah, it's just one of those figures that if you like it, get it. If not, you can pass on it and you won't lose any sleep over. Until next time, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other DC Multiverse figures. All my Wonder Woman reviews are up, so go ahead and check those out. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews. If there's a figure you guys would like to see me review, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. And if it fits in my collection, I will definitely have a look at it. Until next time, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.